Freedom doesn't grow from control, it grows from consciousness. No matter what the powers that were try to convince us otherwise. You see, control will never tell you that it's trying to control you. What it will do is mimic what seems to be righteous and good for you. It will present itself as accessible, a quick fix, an easy pathway, something where you don't have to work as hard. But if you really notice, if you really pay attention, there is always a compromise behind that distortion and mimicry, behind this synthetic approach, where usually you have to make a deal. You have to give a part of you away, a part of your freedom, a part of your privacy. You have to allow access to yourself, probably more than you would like, and they will insist that you are dependent on them. In your free will, it'll be very questionable. And that pathway to freedom, it won't be easy. It won't be quick. And you probably will not make a lot of friends in that healing journey along the way. Because you see, the organic path to consciousness requires that you get to know yourself first, and that you strip away any and everything out of your field that needs to collapse. That, my friend, is not a comfortable process, and it will challenge everything about yourself inside of this dark synthetic matrix, all of which doesn't want you to become conscious. They want you to be dependent. The more aware you become, the more conscious that you become, the more you can see clearly when people are trying to manipulate you, when they are trying to control you, when they are trying to activate you against another person, when they are trying to make you trade away your freedom for the promise of ease and satisfaction. But underneath the surface, it's so empty, meaningless. I've been saying to my boys, look here, we don't use empty words. We don't say I'm sorry just to say I'm sorry. When we say that we apologize, it's with meaning, and it's with the correction that will happen after the fact. That synthetic control really is no power, but it makes it look, it mimics true power, which is in the divine. And when you're conscious, you start to see that. You start seeing the manipulation. You start seeing under the surface. You start observing the pain, the systemic pain as well, which can be a lot to process, y'all. I remember when I first started remembering and knowing the reality of what was happening, and I had a full-blown panic attack. I'm not gonna lie. When I started understanding what is actually happening here and what's coming in the future, I panicked, y'all. Like the Most High Mother. That's how the Most High Mother actually showed up. She was the one that approached me. I had never gotten any kind of metaphysical like sound healing or anything done, and there was this place locally to me, and I won a raffle, and I got a healing facial, which was amazing, y'all, by the way, if you've never gotten one. And I felt like they were like wiping off layers of gunk off my face. But then I also got a sound healing session, and it was right after I was having an anxiety attack and like really like short circuiting once I became conscious of what this dark matrix is, and like what, what is actually happening in my role in it. I was overwhelmed. And in that session, I was freaking out because I was like, I saw all the passive possibilities of what could happen to us and what the darkness wants for us in the systems of domination and control and suppression and manipulation. And I was just panicking about my kids and my grandchildren and in my future. There's a future to come. And the Most High Mother, I never forget, walked up to my left. I just saw, my eyes were closed. I just saw her outline, and it was radiant. And she walked up and she grabbed my hand. And when she did, what flashed in front of me is that I had nothing to fear, because all of my children are her children, and they will always be protected and under her guidance and love. And that even no matter what happened in the physical, they will always be shielded through her, because she is with me. Y'all, that's where all the love to the mother started, because it changed my life when the Most High Mother came to me, and I've been highly connected to her since. And she has always been with me. I just wasn't conscious enough to understand it. And what got me to the level of consciousness where I could receive her, where I was calibrated enough to receive her, was that I had to choose to escape the mental prison I had created in myself with the limitations that I had placed on my life by making certain decisions that were against my own self-interest, as well as my children and my family's self-interest. And that's how it started. Did I go completely up in the trajectory and do everything completely perfect from that point? Absolutely not. Matter of fact, I entered another cycle with another person, kind of similar on the track, only that time I was a lot smarter and I knew what to do. And I finally finished that cycle, and I'm so glad to be moving forward truly in a positive direction. And I am fully remembering myself now. And I can't possibly ever go back. And y'all, that's the journey. That's the journey of consciousness. Like, there were times in this journey toward freedom where seeing myself, witnessing myself, it made me sick to my stomach. The things that I had decided to do against myself out of lack of self-love, in convincing myself of what the world wanted me to believe about me. And over time, though, when I really was struggling, when it was like back-to-back things happening to me, y'all, and it's still back-to-back stuff happening to me, by the way. In my car, I have 2 cars, and neither one work because the dark matrix really doesn't like me. It short circuits out my tech, but anyway. But I'm like, no, it's whatever. Keep throwing it. You can't hurt me, so you're gonna do my attack anyway. But I was a different person back then when I had back-to-back stuff just happening to me. And those experiences, through them, I found myself, and I chose myself over and over and over again. And every time I chose myself, every time I stood up for myself, a piece of me awoke in layers. Healing really is linear, y'all. It's so linear. You can go forward and then you might regress, but then you go farther. You go farther, and you keep on being your own personal coach. You hear me? Like, even when people don't understand you, even when people doubt you, you believe in you. So, wrapping it up, I wanted to escape this life at one point. And I considered whether giving up was the way to go. Should I numb myself out, take substances, drink myself, or do something else? And I realized that escaping from this life wasn't my path to freedom. My path was seeing myself clearly in the world and my role in it, my purpose in it. And now that I know, I'm unstoppable. All praise to the Most High God. Love to the Mother. Peace.